Good evening and welcome to Active Citizens Parliament right here on Active Citizens. My name is Sharon Enemchuku and I'm doing this with Ifoma Oji this evening. Good evening, how are you doing?
Good evening, Sharon. I'm doing great.
We'd like to hear that. We're going straight to the stories that we are hearing for this evening. In Abuja, the reports say FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has ordered staff at the Abuja Geographic Information System, AGIS, to stop using mobile phones in the office. This decision reportedly comes just hours after a viral clash involving the minister and the naval officer in person of AM Yerima. Many Nigerians are asking, why now? Meanwhile, in Kano, there's another surprising development. A car thief reportedly drove away the deputy governor's official Hilux vehicle right from inside the government house premises. That incident has Nigerians wondering how something like that could happen in one of the most secure places in the state. But before we even talk more, I have to give us some background stories. Ever since this particular video went viral, there has been a lot of reactions. Now, he has come out to ban the use of phones for the AGIS group and also for the development body in Abuja, saying that the video going viral, was perceived as sabotage on his own end. And after that particular confrontation, we saw some people talking down on the officer in person of Yerima for the way he addressed the FCT minister, and others applauding him. Now, a particular video has also gone viral, which is that of the defense, the chief defense staff, who was talking in a video and saying that they would protect their soldiers as long as they are abiding by the law, and for Yerima, he was doing what he was supposed to do, and therefore they would make sure that nothing happens to him. This is just a whole lot that has, happened after that. The banning of phones immediately after this video went viral, to people having different opinion and perspective, and even seeing Buratai calling on Wike to issue an immediate and unequivocal public apology to President Bola Tinubu as the commander-in-chief to the armed forces and also to the affected officer. Now, this is really interesting, but let's start with what Buratai is saying here, saying as a former chief of army staff that Wike owes Yerima and also President Tinubu a public apology. Do you agree?
Yes. I agree totally, because I think at that point, the whole back and forth, I believe everybody could see that Wike lost his calm. And the person he was losing his temper for was quite coordinated. So you're shouting at somebody that is not aggrieved, or rather reacting the same way you are reacting. And who insulted in the first place? It was Wike. He called the naval officer a fool. You understand? And many more insults that followed after that. So who owes each other an apology? It should be Wike. Even if he's trying to protect land in Abuja, land grabbing in Abuja by any former naval officer or whatever they call him, it does not stop him from, insulting people. He would have done that calmly and amicably. And without. So does he owe the naval officer Yerima an apology? He owes him a big apology, and he should go around all the dailies, at least 3 national dailies,
newspapers.
Yes, everybody should know that he has apologized.
It will be interesting. We'd love to see how that plays out with Nyesom Wike coming, to make a public apology to the officer. I think Nigeria would have to divide into 10 for that to happen, but who knows, right? Who knows? But you see, before we even talk about the banning of phones for the AGIS staff, let's also take a look at what even transpired after that video went viral. Now, Yerima, there has been a clarion call for him to receive a national award, but people also had their speculation saying that because he stood up for himself and the way he handled the situation, that he might be a target in the force. But it's so important to see that the defense minister in person of Muhammad Badaru has come out to side with his personnel in person of Yerima, saying that they would make sure nothing happens to him. Now, this particular viral video sensation ongoing now, and the reaction of Wike banning phones, what does that say to you, Ifoma?
Okay, let me address what's it called? The man
trying
to defend, yes, Yerima. I love it. I am loving every bit of it. Please, I need more of this. Yes, I need more of this. It shows that we are, as a naval officer, as an institution, you're ready to protect your own. And it is not like the naval officer Yerima did anything wrong in the first place.
No.
Any reasonable citizens or human being would tell you that there was no form of accusation, there was no form
they didn't try to uncover their wrongs,
no form of retaliation by the naval officer and his group. There was nothing like that. He was comported, coordinated, and passed his message with respect, you understand, to the office of the FCT minister. Then as regards the banning of phone,
let's even talk about that. How do they carry about their duties if they don't have their phones in this digital age? How would that be possible?
The matter. It's really rapper. Why are you banning people's phone? Because this particular incident now does not favor you. You now want to restrict people from using their phones. So
I didn't even provide explanation.
When they now have, when everybody knows now, this is the explanation now because of what happened. Because it was an internal, person or personnel that leaked this particular video, and he said it as maybe it might be a vendetta against him to kind of sabotage.
Did somebody put a gun to his head and say he should react that way?
Sabotage his office and embarrass his office, but in the first place, is it not you that embarrassed your office in the first place? If this was not brought to the limelight, how will people know that this is actually what is going on beyond?
He doesn't want them to know.
You don't want them to know. Then why do we keep asking for accountability from our government? Since our government, our officials cannot provide accountability and transparency, then the citizens that are present on ground when this thing is happening will provide that accountability. So if you don't have skeletons in your cupboard, there's no need of banning people's phone, because in an emergency situation that might actually be of priority, utmost priority to both the institution they are working for and them personally. This kind of blurs the line between safety and political overreach.
Let's also talk about the way Wike runs things, right? In the past, do you think that there is a pattern with the way Wike handles situations?
Yes. He's always quick to react. He is always quick to sanction, to what's it called? To sack. But this particular one is more like he can't control Nigerians. He can't control the narrative. I mean, you can clearly see that he went out of line. So what can he do to maybe reduce the embarrassment, further embarrassment? He has taken it upon himself to ban his AGS phone, and it's quite
it's
sad.
It's very the contrast, right? When we take a look at what happened with Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State, when he had a similar situation, a similar case where he was confronting a police officer regarding an issue that they had with the Attorney General, and how Sanwo-Olu handled that particular matter. It was also captured via video, and a lot of people, after this one went viral, has come out now to compare how the governor of Lagos State handled the situation versus how the minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, handled the situation, and there is a difference. But I just wanted to say, with what has happened, this is because we had the opportunity to see this on camera. Let's talk about what is happening off camera now. Let's talk about what is not even documented. The way that we saw Wike running things there, even though he felt like they were interfering or interfering illegally into what was outside of their jurisdiction, but the way and manner in which that situation was handled, does that also reflect in the ways that they handle similar situations? And if so, what does that mean for us as a nation and a society?
I think this narrative, or rather this story shows how emotional and how quick officials are everly ready to switch narratives to emotions rather than being administrative. That is what this is clearly, saying or screaming. And the way they handle such situations, you have PR, but at the same time you can't control Nigerians. You understand? Nigerians still have the right to their mobile phones, and seriously, these people that he's restricting them from using phones, they are not children.
They are not
children. So why are you banning the use of phones, even if maybe what they did was actually wrong in the first place? But Nigerians are agitated, Nigerians are clamoring for transparency. Like I said earlier, Nigerians are clamoring for leaders that could sprout up, leaders with integrity. You understand? It's something that we are yearning for.
Yes.
And since the leaders cannot provide it, and we see people that can provide it, we bank on it and we make it go viral.
Exactly. Because this is what the people need. This is what they're asking for.
Exactly. So if you don't want this kind of situation, or this embarrassment coming to your office or attacking your office, I think you should find a more coordinated way to kind of approach issues in your office than this public outrage.
I like that you said that, because when you watch that initial video where they were having that conversation or argument, right, Wike was saying that, why couldn't the general come to him to ask him or to tell him that they were having issues so that they could resolve it in his office. Now, when you also read further, we saw that is a property that was acquired legally, and they had documents as well for that particular land, only for them to want to, start developing the land, and Wike would not let them, and they had to send the army, officials. We saw the soldiers on board to secure the private property. Now, with how you're talking now, because they said he sent some people first, and they did not stop. They didn't allow them. They even sent some bulldozers, to stop work. It didn't work at all. Then he came down, thinking that his presence would stop people or stop the workers from doing what they were supposed to do, and that was when he met with the general Yerima, I'll call him that. And that was when he had that particular encounter. Let's talk about the use of the Nigerian security agencies for settling issues, because we saw the police there, right? But we saw the police backing Wike, and we saw the army protecting the private properties, and because of that they were at a clash. If we even look aside Wike and Yerima, we saw clashes between the police officers and the soldiers. Even Yerima made a popular statement, now I'm talking, and the policeman will be talking. And the policeman was telling one of the soldiers, what are you doing? You don't talk when he's talking. He's talking to Wike. So all of that back and forth, does that signal unity within our security agencies?
No, it does not in any way signal unity. But before I talk about this, what I was saying is, you get power and I get power, and power pass power. That was exactly. So whether you are a minister or whoever you think you are, I am acting on orders, and it is in my right to defend what I am actually fighting for, or what I am safeguarding, which is the landed property. Of course. You understand? Then coming to what you said, I think there is no peace. It's as if these security operatives or personnel don't actually know where their right ends, their jurisdiction. Yeah, their jurisdiction. I think that's the word. You could clearly see, because I don't see the police officer there having any right to raise his voice at an army, a military personnel. He does not have the right, because the rank is not the same in the first place. So he was supposed to coordinate himself, but because of the fact that these police officers wear intimidation, harassment like coats, they think that they can come in anywhere and behave unruly and unlawful, and anybody can swallow it hook, line and sinker. But it was not the same thing with the officer we are seeing there, the naval officer. He put him right in his face. You cannot be talking and I am talking. You are my junior, for crying out loud. So I think at the end of the day, these security operatives or personnel should find a way to know that, okay, this is my jurisdiction, this is your jurisdiction, and respect each other's line of work.
You know, as you just said that, I'm going to just rephrase what the IG of police in person of Egbetokun said after this video went viral. He said that Nigeria should remember that the first point of contact when threatened is not actually the military, it is people. I don't know what he means, because, you know, this is the Nigerian police. They will tell you that the police is your friend.
Nobody,
you know, but now that they have been faced with, like Ifeoma said, a greater power, they are reminding Nigerians now that the first point of contact when threatened is not anybody, it's not the military, it is people. Now let's talk about how they treat those people. Because when you take a look at how the police and, you know, the normal Nigerian citizen, average Nigerian citizen, and the level of brutality that has escalated even before NSAS period and after NSAS, and how it's the dehumanizing things that they do to people on the road or anywhere they find you. Let's talk about that and what IG of police is saying right now, how the first point of contact is not the military but the people.
You know, first of all, the IG of police, Egbetokun, hope you are aware that he reappointed himself. He's
supposed to have retired.
He's supposed to have retired by now. But because of how the country and the system is structured, he had to reappoint himself, reinstate himself, and he started working as the IG of police, which is embarrassing and a shame to Nigeria entirely and the entire security, you know, institution. Now, as regards this, the point of call is supposed to be the people. Now, the police there approached the people, apart from the security, the military man there, to ask them what exactly transpired. They did not. What did he do? He reacted immediately to what his boss, because his boss was here, so we
was trying to impress. He was trying to hold him down. I heard the police down. He was just really into it. He was invested, right? So it's interesting.
It's because this is Wike. On a normal day, make I go lower, Sharon. Make military men mount. Make police mount. Let's see something.
At all,
like there's
no level for comparison.
It's because he feels like Wike has the power and Wike can challenge anybody. He is the principalities and powers
Minister of
FCT. That I don't know whether he is the only FCT that has been appointed.
It's most controversial.
That has been appointed. I don't know. I really don't understand whether we are dealing with two presidents in Nigeria. One is the FCT minister and one is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the name of Tinubu. I don't really understand, but the thing there is, at the end of the day, like I mentioned, this is for me to the police operative, the police personnel there. It was more like an overreach. You should know where your line of work or your duty ends, and then the military personnel, I can't even fault him in any way because he delivered his mandate, he delivered his district, he slashed it. It was a 10-10 across the board.
Just finally on this story, before we move to the last story for today, you said something about the power of social media when you were talking, Ifeoma, and it is interesting to note that the president at an editors event recently talked about the power of social media as well. Now, with Wike coming to ban the phones of ages, right, and people coming out to give out their different opinions and take, wouldn't it be a dream come true for Wike if he could delete that video off of the internet?
Yes.
Because you know one thing about the internet never forgets, right? Exactly. The internet would always taunt you. Do we see this particular incident, this particular video taunting Wike even as we move forward?
Yes, it will haunt him for the rest of his life. I wish maybe his children, his wife could actually be playing this video for him every single day. Maybe since he cannot change his ways, this video will make him change. By the time he sees how he was confronting somebody that was not aggressive towards him, he could actually change his ways, if that is possible in the first place. And then the power of social media, Jesus Christ, I cannot agree more. Social media is doing wonders and signs, and I am loving every bit of it. Now let me tell you something. If he bans the phones of these people working for him, the AGIS, I tell you, Sharon, the truth one day somehow will still come out.
You can't cover
no matter
it.
how you want to cover atrocities, it will still come out in the public open, and you will be shocked how, you know, people will get to know
and how fast they will travel.
Yes, exactly. And you saw how this traveled fast. There is no way he could control the narrative. There is no way he could delete the video, because how many videos are you going to delete in the first place? That is the power of social media. And I think this is from me to his workers. You already know this man. Please expose him the more. Bring more videos. We need to see more videos. We need to pin this man to the board. His crimes, his atrocities, every single thing that every single crime that he has committed. It is time for us to be, since the police and NDLEA, EFCC cannot arraign him, cannot remand him. I think we can do that on social media space, which we already do.
Oh, it will be interesting. It would be the start of a revolution, something new, to see that happening in the FCT with Nyesom Wike, Minister of the FCT. Now we move on to Kano State, this last story for this evening, where we saw a theft, but a rather interesting theft. This happened at Government House. The Deputy Governor's official Hilux right inside the Government House was stolen by a car theft. And it is interesting first for two reasons. The person's car that was stolen and where it was stolen. Because when you read the comments, people are saying, if this could happen in somewhere that's supposed to be the safest place, what is the fate of the common man? I know this is not the first time. I think bandits are having a nap for things like this, because they have stolen from the police headquarters in Abuja. They stole their Hilux right there at the headquarters. Now we're seeing in Kano stealing the deputy governor's Hilux, right? You know, even as I give a little backstory on this, they said that now they are having a discussion with the driver assigned to that particular Hilux to understand how, you know, even the thief got the car keys and how they knew where the car was parked at what time. But first of all, let's get your reaction on this particular story.
I laugh, you know, keep it. This is, for me, very funny, and I'm just going to use this adage. You see the way you make your bed, that is exactly how you will lie on it. And the deputy governor, the police there are lying pretty on this bed. You know, when Nigerians can no longer trust you, can no longer have confidence in you, they now take powers into their hands to protect themselves instead of beckoning on you to protect them in the first place. And you they are beckoning on to protect them, you cannot even protect yourself. So it shows you the level of unprofessionalism. It shows you the level of incompetence that we have in Nigeria.
So should they just be worried?
Nigerians be worried. Nigerians have been worried for a lot of years right now, a long time now, and they are tired of being worried. So you could see that some communities or some people will tell you, protect your citizens if you have the power, protect your community. You understand? So nobody is trusting the police. If Sharon, police headquarters in Abuja, it's supposed to be a den where we're supposed to hold security. Security is supposed to be, you know, A1. If people can come in there, infiltrate there, and make away with vehicles there, then what do you expect from deputy governor? What do you really expect? The only time we see the security agencies at work is when probably the police is going for maybe a particular conference or an official assignment. But apart from that, we will see them on the road collecting, you know, a little money from people. They don't even know what they are representing in the first place. And I love the fact that it's sad at the same time, but I love the fact that they keep on embarrassing Nigerians, and Nigerians are seeing them for who they are.
Yeah, it is going to be very hard for this administration, for this government to fix the image that they have, right? To regain public trust, if they even had it in the first place. It would be a really hard situation and scenario. Now, just finally on this particular story, this case of theft, do we think it's symbolic, right? If you think about this looks like a it can go both ways. It could be a normal theft, right? You steal for a living, and you got an intel at the Kano state government house, and you're able to run away with the deputy governor's vehicle. But what if this is symbolic? What if this is trying to pass a message that even your highest or biggest politician is not safe?
Sure. When you find it difficult to survive in Nigeria, when you find it difficult to feed, when things are skyrocketed, prices of things in the market have skyrocketed, what do you expect from even that police institution that you're banking on? What do you expect? We're going to see more theft. We are going to see more crimes, more atrocities. That is what you get. You understand?
Exactly.
So this question that you're asking me right now, I believe is not something hard to answer, but at the same time, if the lives of Nigerians, if the lives of military personnel, if the lives of the
top politician,
no, the lives of what's it called, healthcare personnel in hospitals, if the economy is stabilized, if everybody can afford to feed a day, we will not be hearing stuff like this. That just says it all. So when the political officials or the police the officials don't do the right thing in the first, we're going to expect more of this coming up. And I love the fact that it's not just the common Nigerians that they are now targeting, they are targeting top officials. So please, big ups, continue with your work. And
you think, just finally, if they attack top government officials, do we think that we're going to get a different response to
yes, I think so. It's because they don't attack them. It's because some of them enable them. That is why we are seeing reoccurrence every single time. But the minute they start attacking them, let them attack Aso Rock, Sharon. If anybody attacks Aso Rock, you will see the way, the immediate response, immediate response from the federal house. You see the way they will react to this particular situation, and you see how they will tighten security. But because they don't care about the ordinary city, because these attacks always goes to the ordinary citizens, they don't care about it, and they cannot do anything about it because it's not affecting them.
Oh wow, thank you so much, Ifoma. This is really all saying the same thing, the two different stories, but they raise the same fundamental questions. Do we think that our institutions are working as they should? Well, you let us know in the comments. Anyways, thank you once again for joining us. If you're joining for the first time, this is Active Citizens Parliament right here on Active Citizens, and I'm your host, Sharon Chuku, and I didn't do this alone. I had this interesting conversation with my co-host and personal Ifoma Oji. Thank you once again for joining, and our viewers, thank you for joining us. If you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do so, and follow us across all social media platforms. You can find me across all social media as well at Sharon Chuku. And you
can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Miselex.
Till we'll come your way again tomorrow. Do have a good evening.